In the vast, desolate expanse of the planet Arrakis, beneath the relentless gaze of twin moons, the air was electric with anticipation. The ancient, arid land of Dune, with its towering dunes and whispering sands, had been the silent witness to countless skirmishes, but none as revered or feared as the battle about to unfold, a clash destined to echo through time and history. The story was set in motion years ago, but it was on this fateful night that the saga would reach its zenith. Paul Atreides, known to the freemen as Muad'Dib, the prophesied one, stood poised like a coiled serpent, his presence emboldened by the vast legions of loyal followers who regarded him as their messianic hero. Clad in the traditional still suit, the garment that preserved his body's moisture against the cruel thirst of the desert, Paul's eyes shimmered with the otherworldly blue within blue, the telltale sign of his deep communion with the spice melange. He was more than a man. He was a vision made flesh, a fusion of destiny and determination. Across from him, with the setting sun casting an ominous glow on his hawkish features, was Feid-Rauth the Harkonnen, nephew to the vile Baron Harkonnen, and a formidable warrior in his own right. His reputation was that of a fierce and cunning combatant, his cruelty rivaling that of his infamous uncle. Feid-Rauth was power and hatred incarnate, his own eyes mirroring the ruthless ambition that had brought these two titans to the precipice of combat. They stood in an ancient ritual arena, encircled by the jagged cliffs that bore silent testament to the time-worn customs of the desert people. The throng of spectators held their breath, the freemen with their still suits clinging to every contour of their hardened bodies, and the few Harkonnen retainers allowed to witness what they believed would be a triumphant bloodletting. The rules were simple and had been honored for generations. Two combatants armed with crysknives, the sacred blades forged from the teeth of the great sandworms, engaged in a duel to the death. There could be no retreat, no mercy, no surrender. The moment had arrived. Paul and Feid-Rauth advanced toward each other, their movements deliberate, each step an assertion of life or a prelude to death. The air was thick with tension. The only sounds, the whispers of shifting sand and the dull hum of the distant spice harvesters. With a sudden burst of speed, they unleashed their fury, their knives flashing in the dying light like captured stars. Paul, guided by his visions and prescient awareness, danced around Feid-Rauth's ferocious swipes. Feid-Rauth's muscles rippled with the effort of each strike, his face a mask of determination, for he knew the stakes were higher than mere survival. Their battle was the fulcrum upon which the balance of power in the universe teetered. The two warriors spun and parried, their knives singing a lethal duet to the awe of the onlookers. It became clear that this was not merely a conflict between two individuals. It was a battle between the old ways and the new, between tyranny and freedom, between a despot's malice and a people's hope. Paul saw an opening and imperceptible falter in Feid-Rauth's defense, and with a deft maneuver honed by relentless training and a connection to the universe beyond mortal ken, he struck. The crysknife found its mark, and the crowd gasped as Feid-Rauth's lifeblood mingled with the sands of Arrakis, forever altering the course of history. As Feid-Rauth collapsed, the desert held its breath, and in the hushed silence, Paul Atreides stood victorious. He had not only defeated a bitter enemy, but had also cemented his destiny as the leader who would shape the future of Dune and the galaxy beyond. In the aftermath of the battle, as the moons climbed higher, the whispers of Paul's name swept across the dunes like a reverent wind. Muad'Dib, the harbinger of change, the emperor of the desert, had triumphed, and his saga would be the stuff of legends, told and retold for eons to come.